10 years have passed since I last set foot on Route 66, because I am terrified of that road.
Every instinct screamed at me to keep my eyes on the road, but the temptation was overwhelming. The other Freightliner was inching forward beside me, perfectly matching my speed. I could see the edge of its windshield in my peripheral vision, then the driver's side mirror, then the outline of the door. My pulse pounded so hard I could hear it over the engine.
Don't do it.
The voice on the radio pleaded.
If you look at him, he'll know you remember.
I clenched my jaw and stared straight ahead.
Remember what?
I shouted. Who you really are. Before he could explain, something slammed into the side of my trailer. The entire rig lurched violently. I fought the steering wheel as the trailer fishtailed behind me. There was no other vehicle close enough to hit me. Whatever had struck the trailer had come from the darkness beyond the shoulder. Another impact. This time the force was even stronger. The truck leaned toward the ditch before the tires finally caught traction again.
They're awake now,
The voice whispered. Who's awake?
the Watchers.
A cold chill spread through my body. Those red eyes. The eyes are only what your mind can understand. Their real form isn't something a human brain is meant to see. I swallowed hard. Then what do they want?
They don't want anything.
His answer was disturbingly calm.
They simply observe. They've been here longer than time itself.
My headlights suddenly flickered. Once, twice, then everything went dark. Complete darkness swallowed the cab. The dashboard died. The engine fell silent. The headlights vanished. Yet somehow, the truck was still moving. I couldn't hear the tires anymore. It felt as if the Freightliner were gliding through empty space. Then, one by one, tiny lights appeared outside the windshield. At first I thought they were stars, but stars don't move. These lights drifted slowly around the truck, surrounding it from every direction. Hundreds of them. Thousands. They floated like glowing embers suspended in black water. Each light pulsed gently, almost like a heartbeat. Then I realized they weren't surrounding my truck.
They were watching it.
The radio crackled back to life.
Don't acknowledge them.
I can't even see the road. There is no road. My stomach dropped. What? Not anymore. The lights outside brightened for a fraction of a second. In that brief flash, I caught a glimpse beneath my truck. There was no asphalt, no painted lane markings, no desert, nothing. The Freightliner was suspended above an endless black abyss. Then the darkness returned. My breathing became shallow. This can't be happening.
It already happened. What does that mean? You're remembering it, Ethan.
Not living it. His words echoed inside my head. Remembering it, not living it. A strange pressure built behind my eyes. Images began flashing through my mind. A gas station, rain falling against the windshield, Emily laughing as she stole one of my fries at a roadside diner, the smell of her perfume. Then another image, a pair of headlights, too close, a deer frozen in the middle of the highway. My hand reaching toward the radio, tires screaming, metal twisting, glass exploding. I gasped and nearly lost control of the wheel. No. Yes, the voice answered quietly.
You're beginning to remember the crash. I never crashed. You did.
Then why am I still here? Silence filled the cab for several seconds before he finally answered.
Because you refused to let go.
Another flash of memory struck me, this one clearer than the others. My truck lying on its side, diesel fuel pouring across the highway, flames spreading beneath the engine, someone pounding on the driver's door from outside, a man's voice yelling my name, then smoke, thick black smoke filling the cab. I grabbed my head as another sharp pain shot through my skull. Stop, I whispered. I don't want to see it.
You have to.
Why?
Because the longer you deny the truth, the stronger he becomes.
I glanced into the left mirror. The other Freightliner was still there, perfectly beside me. Its windows were now completely black. I couldn't see the driver anymore. Then a hand slowly pressed against the inside of the glass. My hand, same scar across the knuckles, same wedding band resting on the ring finger. But I wasn't wearing my ring anymore. I hadn't for 2 years. The hand remained against the window for several seconds before another one joined it, then another, then another. Dozens of identical hands began pressing against every window inside the other cab, as though countless versions of me were trapped inside, silently begging to get out. I felt my blood turn to ice.
Don't look at them.
The voice ordered.
They're trying to make you remember the wrong life.
Wrong life.
Every version of you made a different choice that night. Some hit the deer, some swerved into traffic, some drove into the canyon, some burned alive, some never existed at all.
I could barely process what he was saying. How many versions are there? He didn't answer immediately. When he finally spoke, his voice had become almost a whisper.
More than you could ever imagine.
At that exact moment, every hand vanished from the neighboring truck. The windows became transparent once more. The driver's seat was empty. Relief washed over me for less than a second. Then a cold breath brushed against my right ear from inside my own cab. A voice identical to mine whispered only 4 words. Move over. It's my turn. Every muscle in my body locked up. The whisper had come from inside my cab. I spun toward the passenger seat. It was empty. The seatbelt hung motionless. The door was still locked, yet I could still feel the warmth of someone's breath lingering beside my ear. My heart hammered against my ribs. "Did you hear that?" I shouted into the radio. "I know exactly what he said," the voice replied.
Don't answer him.
"Who is he?"
The version of you that never accepted the truth.
I looked into every mirror I had. The highway behind me was empty now. The other Freightliner had disappeared as if it had never existed. Only the endless darkness remained. Where did he go?
He's closer than you think.
Before I could ask another question, 3 loud knocks echoed from the back of the trailer. Bang, bang, bang. I nearly jumped out of my seat. The sound was unmistakable. Someone or something was inside the trailer. Another series of knocks came, this time from the roof of the cab. Slow, deliberate, as if footsteps were moving above my head. 1, 2, 3, 4. They stopped directly over the driver's seat. I held my breath. Then came a scratching sound, long fingernails dragging across the metal roof. The noise slowly circled above me before stopping once again. "Don't look up," the man on the radio warned. "There isn't a window," I whispered.
You'll still look.
The scratching ended. Silence returned. Then the CB radio, which I hadn't touched since earlier, suddenly clicked on by itself. Static filled the cab for several seconds before another voice emerged. My own voice.
Ethan, can you hear me?
I froze. It wasn't the same voice from the mysterious radio frequency. This one sounded frightened, exhausted, desperate.
Please answer me.
I stared at the CB microphone. "That's impossible." The man on the radio immediately interrupted.
Don't respond.
The frightened voice continued.
If anyone can hear this, my name is Ethan Brooks. I'm driving east on Route 66. I don't know where I am anymore. Something is following me.
Every hair on my arm stood up. Those were my exact words. The same words I had almost spoken an hour earlier. "What's happening?" I whispered.
You're listening to your first transmission. First, you've driven this road before.
My breathing became uneven. "No, I haven't."
You have. Hundreds of times.
I felt a sharp pain in my temple. Images flashed through my mind again. The same stretch of highway, the same empty desert, the same radio. Different nights, different weather, different choices, yet every memory ended the same way. Darkness, fire, silence. No, I muttered. This is my first time. That's what every Ethan believes. The CB crackled again. My terrified voice continued speaking.
If somebody finds this recording, don't stop your truck. Don't trust the lights. And whatever you do.
Static swallowed the message. Then it returned.
Don't answer the voice on the radio.
I stared at the dashboard. My pulse slowed for a moment as confusion replaced fear. He's talking about you. The man didn't deny it.
Yes.
Then why should I trust you? Silence. A full 10 seconds passed before he finally answered.
You shouldn't.
Those words hit harder than anything else he'd said all night.
The only person you should trust is yourself. But you're saying you are me. Exactly.
I gripped the steering wheel tighter. Then tell me the truth, all of it. Another pause followed. Fine. His voice became heavier, almost burdened by regret.
Every time someone dies on this road while trying to outrun death, the threshold offers them a choice. What choice? Accept your death or keep driving.
I swallowed hard, and I chose to keep driving.
Every version of you did.
Why?
Because you couldn't leave Emily behind.
My eyes burned. Emily's face appeared vividly in my mind. The last morning I had seen her alive. She had smiled as she handed me a travel mug of coffee and kissed me goodbye before I left for another delivery. I had promised I'd be home in 3 days. I never was. She was already gone, wasn't she? I asked quietly. The radio remained silent. I already knew the answer. I just needed someone else to say it. Finally, the voice spoke.
Emily died 6 months before your accident.
I closed my eyes. Then why do I keep seeing her?
Because the threshold learns what hurts you most.
My headlights suddenly flickered back to life. The road had returned. The yellow center line stretched ahead through the desert, exactly as before. The stars were back. The mountains had returned to the horizon. It almost looked normal. Almost. Then I noticed the road signs. They were lined up on both sides of the highway every few hundred feet. Hundreds of them. Every sign carried a different message. Welcome home, Ethan. She's waiting for you. This time you can save her. Just take the next exit. I knew they weren't real. I knew they were lying. Yet every word felt as though it had been written specifically for me. My foot unconsciously eased off the accelerator.
No.
The man on the radio said firmly.
Don't slow down.
What happens if I do? His answer came in a whisper, so quiet I almost didn't hear it.
You'll finally meet the thing that's been driving beside you all night.
As if responding to his words, a single pair of headlights appeared far ahead on the highway. They were motionless, waiting, and as I drew closer, I realized they weren't facing away from me. They were pointed directly at me, parked in the middle of my lane. There was no driver, no engine noise, just two blinding lights shining through the darkness like the eyes of something that had been expecting me all along. The headlights never moved. They remained fixed in the center of the highway, shining directly into my windshield. I instinctively lifted my foot from the accelerator, but before I could touch the brake pedal, the man on the radio shouted,
"Don't stop. Whatever you think you're seeing isn't real."
I gritted my teeth and kept the truck moving. Every instinct screamed at me to avoid a head-on collision. Yet the distance between us closed unnaturally slowly. It was as if the highway itself had stretched into something endless. The abandoned vehicle ahead refused to get any closer, no matter how fast I drove. 80 miles per hour, 85, 90. The headlights remained exactly where they had been. Then, without warning, They disappeared, not faded, not switched off. They simply ceased to exist. I blinked several times. The road ahead was empty again. My breathing slowed for only a moment before something else caught my attention. The dashboard compass was spinning wildly. North, south, east, west. It never settled. My GPS screen flashed one message over and over again, searching for signal. Then the screen went black. A second later, new words appeared without any map behind them.
You have arrived.
Arrived where? I whispered. The center. The voice answered quietly.
The center of what? Every road that never ends.
Before I could ask another question, the truck's engine suddenly lost power. The roar of the diesel faded into a weak sputter. The speedometer dropped from 90 to 70, then 60, 50. I pressed harder on the accelerator. Nothing happened. No, come on. The truck continued slowing, as if an invisible force were dragging it backward. Then I saw them. Figures standing on both sides of the highway, motionless, silent. At first, I thought they were telephone poles. But as I drew closer, I realized they were people. Hundreds of them. Men, women, children, all standing perfectly still along the shoulder, facing the road. None of them had faces. Their skin was smooth, where their eyes, noses, and mouths should have been. Pale, featureless heads tilted toward my truck as it rolled past.
Don't make eye contact,
the man on the radio said. They don't have eyes, I replied. Exactly. A child standing closest to the pavement slowly lifted one arm and pointed directly at me. Then another figure copied the gesture. Then another. Within seconds, every faceless person lining the highway was pointing at my cab. My steering wheel began vibrating violently beneath my hands. The trailer shook so hard, I thought it would jackknife. Then every figure turned their heads in perfect unison towards something behind me. I looked in the mirror before I could stop myself. The other Freightliner had returned, but it wasn't alone anymore. There were dozens of identical trucks following mine. Every one of them was white. Everyone carried the same trailer. Everyone had my company logo painted on the driver's door. Their headlights stretched across the desert like an endless convoy. How many are there? I asked. The man didn't answer immediately. When he finally spoke, his voice was filled with exhaustion.
Those are the ones who never escaped.
My stomach tightened. Escaped what? The loop. The convoy accelerated together. They weren't weaving or changing lanes. They moved with perfect precision, every truck maintaining exactly the same distance from the others. Then, one by one, their headlights began switching off. The first truck disappeared into darkness, then the second, then the third, until only one set of headlights remained. The truck directly behind me, my truck, it accelerated again, closing the gap faster than before. 20 yards, 15, 10. I could finally see the driver's face clearly. It wasn't smiling anymore. It looked terrified. He pounded desperately on the inside of his windshield while shouting something I couldn't hear. His lips moved frantically. "What is he saying?" I yelled. The voice on the radio became almost inaudible.
He's trying to warn you. About what? About me.
My heart skipped a beat. What? Before he could answer, every speaker inside the cab erupted with deafening static. The dashboard lights flickered violently. Every gauge spun to its maximum reading. Oil pressure, engine temperature, fuel level, air pressure, all impossible values. Then every warning light illuminated at once. The engine died completely. Silence consumed the cab. The truck should have stopped. Instead, it continued rolling forward through the darkness, without any engine, without any sound, as though gravity itself no longer mattered. The radio switched on by itself, one final time. But it wasn't the familiar voice anymore. It was Emily.
Ethan.
My entire body froze. Her voice was exactly as I remembered it. Soft, warm, gentle.
You've been driving long enough.
Tears filled my eyes before I realized they were falling. Emily? Come home. My grip on the steering wheel weakened. I've missed you,
I know.
she whispered.
I've missed you too.
The radio crackled softly as she continued speaking.
You don't have to be afraid anymore. Just pull over. I'll be waiting.
I closed my eyes for a single second, wanting nothing more than to hear her voice again. Then the man on the radio screamed louder than he ever had before.
That isn't Emily.
I opened my eyes just in time to see a woman standing in the middle of the highway, less than 50 feet ahead. She wore Emily's favorite blue sweater. Her hair moved gently in the desert wind. She smiled exactly the way my wife used to whenever I came home from a long trip. She raised one hand and beckoned for me to stop. Then, as my headlights illuminated her face completely, I realized she had no eyes, only two endless black voids staring back at me.